new bipartisan deal coming through overnight. More on the new infrastructure bill this morning.
Here comes the sun this morning. Here comes another wave of heat. Not before a cool start to the week anyway. We're breaking down that first warn forecast.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchad. Thanks for joining us on your Monday morning.
All right, so we have an exciting thing to kick off today and announce. News 3 Now this morning is teaming up with the Boys and Girls Club to make sure that students can have access to school supplies this year.
Yeah, we're launching a school supplies drive this morning. It starts today. It runs for the next 2 weeks. Joining us to talk about the effort and the need behind it is Dr. Sarah Gee with the Boys and Girls Club. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. How are you all this morning?
Doing well. Thanks so much for joining us socially distanced out on our patio this morning.
Beautiful.
We want to talk a little bit, beautiful morning. We want to talk a little bit about the need in our community. What are you hearing from parents this year?
They need help. They need support. So we are kicking off our back to school supply drive today. It starts today, August the 2nd through the 13th. And we're here to support our families, our youth, and getting back to school.
So what are some of the key items that you're looking for? What do families need the most? What are they having the hardest time getting?
Well, really it's about backpacks. It's about the supplies that they need for specific grade levels. At the Boys and Girls Clubs, we support preschool through college. So preschool supplies, elementary school supplies, high school, and also college. So mostly around binders, papers, pencils, crayons, and organizing materials.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that large range of ages. It starts at, what, 2.5, right? And runs through 24?
Yes, absolutely. So we start preschool. We have a preschool out at our McKenzie Family Boys and Girls Club. We also have after-school sites and also support our Avid Top students in high school, and also our college persistence team supports our college students.
And how are they going to be distributed? When you get them all collected, how do you decide who gets what?
Well, actually, the families register online, and they on the 12th, on the 17th, we actually have a family pickup and engagement night, so they come and pick up their supplies then. For college students, we have a college barbecue, sort of kicking off back to school. They come, have a barbecue, are able to socially distance and wear masks and socialize, and also pick up their supplies then.
This school drive you guys have been running for years now, but it's different this year post-pandemic, isn't it?
It is, you know, especially after last year, you know, chiming into school virtually. Kids are ready to get back and see what that looks like. You know, our youth are very social, so they thrive off that social interaction as part of their learning experience.
Really briefly, Doctor, give us all of the details. How can people donate? What are the drop-offs, that sort of thing?
So there are 3 ways you can donate. You can go online. If you go to www.bgcdc.org and click on Get Involved link, scroll down to the bottom, you'll see our Back to School Supplies donation tab. On that, you can actually click on Learn More, and it will take you through our options. One, you can go to Amazon's wish list, and we have a whole list of supplies. If you order through Amazon, they are able to deliver the supplies within 2 days to our location.
Nice.
You can also organize an internal drive at your company or organization, collect those supplies, and then drop them off at one of our locations. Or you can come right to one of our locations with items you've purchased. We have 3 locations. One is at our Allied Family Center Boys and Girls Club, located at 4619 General Road. We also have our McKenzie Family Boys and Girls Club in Sun Prairie at 232 Windsor Street. Or you can also drop off those supplies at our Boys and Girls Club's administrative office, located at 1818 West Beltline Highway.
And you can drop them off right here at News 3 Now. Dr. Gee, thank you so much for letting us take part in this effort. Really, really important this year.
Oh, and thank you for your partnership.
Yeah, as we just mentioned, News 3 Now, a proud partner in this effort, so stay tuned for more reports on the need and how you can get involved. Doctor, thanks again.
Thank you.
6:04, let's check in with Chris Reese, Madison certified most accurate forecast. He's here with 3 things to know. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, it's a cooler start to this work week, folks. Really, we've been cool starting yesterday. We're going to be cool today and tomorrow as well. Little rain rain this week, and we are tracking another heat up by the time we get towards the end of it into next week. But let's start with how some of those temperatures right now are shaping up across the state. Low 50s in southern Wisconsin. 40s show up, though, throughout the Northwoods. Check out Rhinelander at 45 degrees. I know Black River Falls was at 43 at one point this morning. Madison coming in at 53. You see the sun starting to rise there on the edge of the screen. But winds are out of the north and west at 5 miles per hour. Dew points are into the lower 50s, and we keep that northerly wind flow around pretty much all day long. So if you're going to be out boating per se, look for northerly winds. Temperature's going to be comfortable into the afternoon, though, and it is a sunny 77, even with the low humidity. So it feels good out there if you want to get out and about on the lake. High pressure still in control. That's what's going to keep us dry out there today. It's also keeping us warm. But speaking of warm, I'm tracking this warm front over the northern Rockies. That's going to help increase our temperatures as we start to move towards the end of the week. That being said, here's high resolution radar. It is quiet right now with high pressure in control. You would expect that. 77 is your forecast high this afternoon. We'll start to cool things down into the mid 50s overnight tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to warm up into the lower 80s for those afternoon highs. We're going to see varying wind directions at times, especially with high pressure right on top of us. But what we're also going to see is more of that wildfire smoke. Our upper air pattern is still one that's really stayed fairly unchanged as we've gone through the past couple of weeks. And so that's why almost each and every single day, as soon as we get another plume of that wildfire smoke in here. We'll see one this afternoon. We'll see another one as we move into Tuesday, and then parts of Wednesday and Thursday as well. At the same time, temperatures are going to be heating up. So with all this combined, we have air quality alerts for parts of Minnesota and Iowa, really all of Minnesota and Iowa. Wisconsin is not included on those now, but we've been off and on with a lot of those air quality alerts, and we'll continue to track that as we go throughout the day. 88 by the time we get you towards Saturday and Sunday. 90s could return for the start of next week.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you. New overnight, a bipartisan group of senators revealing a new $1 trillion infrastructure bill.
It largely supports President Biden's infrastructure agenda. A CBS News poll shows support from Americans on the plan. The Senate Majority Leader says it's an important bill, and he wants both parties to get involved to get it right.
On the bipartisan track, I have worked with my colleagues throughout the process to help produce an outcome that all parties find acceptable. I've tried to prod the negotiators when they've needed it and given them space when they've asked for it. Deadlines were necessary to advance the negotiations.
After amendments, senators could vote on the bill by the end of the week. It will need at least 60 votes to pass, so it does need Republican support. There are still concerns about paying for the spending and whether the measure would face trouble in the House. And some breaking news this morning out of Tokyo. Simone Biles will return to competition after stepping away to focus on her mental health. The 24-year-old will make her return for the balance beam competition, one she took bronze in 5 years ago in Brazil. Biles has missed 3 events so far this Olympics. This is her last possible event.
One of the 2 Republicans serving on the committee investigating the January 6th riots expects to see several subpoenas served. Congressman Adam Kinzinger stopped short, though, of saying whether he expected one of those to go to former President Donald Trump.
We may not even have to talk to Donald Trump to get the information. There were tons of people around him. There were tons of people involved in the things that led up to January 6th. Obviously, if you talk to the president, the former president, that's going to have a whole new set of kind of like, you know, everything associated with it. So when I look at that, I'm like, maybe. But I know that we're going to get to the information.
The Illinois Republican says they do plan to talk to House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy and Congressman Jim Jordan. Last week, the committee heard testimony from 4 police officers who defended the Capitol.
For the first time in months, the U.S. is seeing more than 100,000 new cases of COVID a day. More people are getting vaccinated, but as infections rise in the U.S., public health officials are making some grim predictions about what the rest of the summer will bring. Dr. Anthony Fauci says it comes down to vaccinations.
We've really got to get those people to change their minds, make it easy for them, convince them, do something to get them to be vaccinated, because they are the ones that are propagating this outbreak.
The vaccination rate has recently started to climb again. The number of first doses administered was up 30% last week.
China currently struggling to contain a surge in COVID-19 cases. The outbreak started in an airport in China, but has now spread to at least 10 provinces, including Beijing. The capital has implemented stricter measures, including temperature checks and restricting travel from high-risk areas. China reports more than 300 people have been infected since July 20th.
Looking ahead this morning, if you see any bucks, does, or fawns, the DNR wants to know about it. It's the start of Operation Deer Watch. It's a 2-month effort here in Wisconsin to provide data for deer management. The idea is to help with the reproductive status of the herds. You can do it from a computer or a smartphone. You don't even have to register. We have a link to report the sightings over on channel3000.com. Operation Deer Watch runs through September 30th. Up in Stevens Point, the airport there is honoring World War II veterans for the next 2 months.
This is really cool. So the municipal airport there in Stevens Point was one of 6 U.S. airports to kick off the big event this weekend. They take vets for a 20-minute ride in a restored World War II plane. The pilot of the event says this opportunity leaves a lasting impact for those who attend.
Experience is so deep and it's so rich and it's so emotional for people and families, and they haven't flown, they don't think they'll fly again, and now they get to.
In the next 2 months, vets from across the country in every single state will have the opportunity to touch the sky. They plan to honor thousands across 300 U.S. cities.
So well deserved. I love this effort.
And I love those old planes. That's a really cool looking plane.
Okay, 6:10 now. Payday loans might seem like a quick way to pay off your bills until you're hit with that 200% interest. The other options on the table.
And coming up later, why these firefighters are about to bike across the country.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Fry Construction is celebrating 26 years of providing excellence in home improvements. We strive to exceed the expectations of our clients with each and every project we do. Respected by your neighbors and voted Best of Madison 2 years in a row. Best kitchen and bath design, best roofer. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself and save 26% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
More than ever, America needs healthcare workers. So if you're ready to answer the call, Herzing University empowers you to earn the skills you need for all kinds of healthcare careers, including programs that can be completed in 10 months. Accredited and transfer-friendly, Herzing provides the personal care and support you need to succeed. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. Your nation needs healthcare workers. Join the movement at Herzing University. Call or click today.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, but you get the gifts. Get a complimentary 4-night hotel stay at over 400 great hotels. Plus an extra 20% off when you spend $3,000 or more. You get more nights and more savings the more you spend. Get a 2-night hotel stay plus an extra 10% off when you spend just $1,000. So go ahead, get that new furniture and the trip.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Buy more, save more, and get the trip. Now at Slumberland.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
Are your taste buds ready for Madison Magazine's Summer Taste Tour? Starting August 1st through the 21st, tour the city of Madison to restaurants, breweries, distilleries, and wineries to sample and participate in Madison Magazine's scavenger hunt. Visit MadisonMagazine.com for a map of participating businesses and scavenger hunt details. Madison Magazine Summer Taste Tour, August 1st to the 21st. Taste the goodness. Sponsored by Schuster's Farm. Come out for Blooms and Butterflies starting August 6th. Live music, beer, wine, and taco cart. Visit SchustersFarm.com for tickets.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
Those struggling to pay their bills might be considering a payday loan.
Even with some recent reforms, many of those loans come with hefty fees. The good news, there are alternatives. Consumer Reports takes a look.
Missy Juliet was having trouble paying her rent and her overdue utility bills. As a last resort, she turned to payday lenders.
I'd maxed out my credit cards and I'd already asked my family for help in the past, so I couldn't go to them again. I was embarrassed.
Missy borrowed $730 in 2 separate loans. One of those loans had a whopping 266% interest rate, and she had trouble paying them back. Unfortunately, for millions of people like Missy who need emergency money fast, payday lenders are really one of the very few options out there. But that could soon be changing.
The pandemic really exacerbated the problems with payday lenders, especially in low-income and Black communities. So what we've seen is this push to bring better and fairer banking services to these communities.
What can you do right now if you're in need of emergency money fast? First, try and find a community development financial institution near you.
CDFIs are financial service providers like banks or credit unions whose mission is to bring financial services to low-income communities, places that many traditional banks have largely excluded.
Another avenue you can go is to find a nonprofit with a payment relief program, which is what Missy eventually did, seeking help from Exodus Lending, a nonprofit dedicated to helping people get out of payday loan debt. They consolidated her loans for no fee and 0% interest.
So instead of $50 to $200 in fees a month, I'm making an interest-free $80 payment a month for a year, and that helped so much.
Now, if you do end up going to a payday lender, CR says it's important that you know the laws in your state. USA.gov has a directory of state consumer protection offices where you can get help if you have an issue with a lender.
Next month marks the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. A group of firefighters are riding bikes in tribute across America. The ride stretches from Santa Monica, California, and it'll end in New York City. The trip is expected to take about 40 days. The firefighters are expected to travel at least 90 miles a day. Wanting a challenge to show tribute to the firefighters who worked on that day we'll never forget.
It's a challenge, and it's to endure, and it's to imagine, well, what did those guys in the towers do to endure, to survive out of something that was unsurvivable?
Tom Sowards there is a firefighter in Washington State. He's part of the group of 11 traveling 3,300 miles. 20 years later, the death toll, by the way, continues to rise from 9/11 as cancer-related illnesses have taken over 50 lives.
For the first time, researchers at Mount Sinai have discovered 9/11 first responders with the most exposure to toxic dust are more likely to develop liver disease. They say continued monitoring is critical, especially for those who were at ground zero right after the attacks because they had higher exposure.
This morning, crews in Oregon are working to clean up the bootleg fire. That fire has burned more than 410,000 acres so far. It's about 3/4 contained. Crews are now walking around, extinguishing and removing burning materials. Cloud cover and some light rain in the state has allowed some favorable conditions to take control of the fire and get crews on the ground.
Check out this terrifying video out of Arizona. It shows the moment that floodwaters swept through a neighborhood just east of Phoenix. Looks like a river going through that neighborhood. The people who took the video said they'd already almost lost their house in a wildfire in June. Now they're lucky to be alive after this massive flooding.
All right, 6:17 as we check in with Chris Reese, Madison certified most accurate forecast. Just a little chillier out there this morning compared to yesterday.
A little bit. Not a major change, but we are seeing those temperatures really about 5 and in some spots maybe upwards of 10 degrees cooler than where you were when you woke up yesterday. Some of us are into the 40s this morning. Most of us are seeing those temperatures into the lower 50s. But check it out. Camp Douglas at 48. Black River Falls waking up at 43 this morning. Monroe, you're one of the warmer spots at 59. Some 60s showing up closer towards Milwaukee. Here in Madison, we sit at 53 degrees this morning. That's shot over Platteville because we have to give love to all of southern Wisconsin. Just being beautiful this morning. Winds are coming out of the north and west at 5 miles per hour. Folks, look for that northerly to northwesterly wind to stick around with us as we go throughout the day. High pressures in control over Minnesota. That's sending those winds out of the north and west. But we are going to stay quiet, and we stay quiet for quite some time. In fact, we don't really get a shot beyond a stray shower until we get you towards the weekend. In fact, that's when win. We have our best shot for rain around here right now. That's going to come Saturday, perhaps into parts of Sunday, but we've got a while before that happens. So take a splash, folks. Get into the pool. If 77 is comfortable for you to go swimming, then by all means go swimming. If not, we'll start to warm things up later on throughout the week as those temperatures warm up into the 80s. But today itself is going to be a phenomenal day, so enjoy it if you have the chance to do so. Traffic-wise, we're always keeping an eye on that here on News 3 Now. We're not seeing any major issues. I'm looking at the Beltline right now. It's all good. I-39-90, it's all good as well. Stoughton Road, 151. So far, everything is smooth throughout Dane County. Maybe you're commuting from Portage into Madison. Things are all good that way, too. Janesville to Madison, things are all smooth.
Looking good, Chris. Thanks. In our next half hour, the end of the eviction moratorium in America. More on the impact that it'll have in our area.
And up next, we take a look at one of the most luxurious bottles of liquor on the market. Stay with us.
With a nursing degree, helping others went from a job to a career.
You guys got any signal?
I've only got one bar, Dad.
Experience hybrid performance that takes you further.
Anything? I've got nothing.
Perfect. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Save on the best name brand mattresses with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection in stock now. Your choice, 14-inch firm or plush queen mattress, just $4.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
At Pick and Save, we take scrutinizing freshness to a whole new level, where only the best of the best of the best will do. But just because you can't get any higher than perfect 10 produce, that doesn't mean that we won't try. Because Pick and Save produce isn't just fresh, it's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
As traveling continues throughout the year, Meineke Car Care Center is continuing to make your safety our #1 priority. To give you peace of mind, receive a free brake inspection with any appointment. Meineke Car Care Center is here to help keep you safe on the road.
Here at TSR, we transform old, cracked concrete floors into beautiful, tough floors in just one day. Hi, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings, and here at TSR, we don't just simply coat over your old concrete. We grind it down, repair it, apply the base coat and chip, and then seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. All of our coatings are covered by our exclusive lifetime warranty, so you can rest assured that your beautiful new floor will last. Our awesome team is here to answer all of your questions before and after the installation. And right now, we are offering 15% off your new floor coating until the end of the year. Visit the website or call that number below for your new floor today.
TSR, one day floor. Call 1-800-886-8411.
Save now on furniture with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection of inventory available now. Your choice 2-piece sofa and love seater sectional, just $9.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
For those who see everyone's safety as equally important, experience our advanced standard safety technology on a full line of vehicles. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
All right, folks, we want to thank Denise for sharing her morning with us. A lovely shot of the sun here. A lot of haze in the atmosphere because the smoke coming from the Canadian fires right now.
Very red.
Does make for some gorgeous sunrises and sunsets for us, though. Share your morning with us real easy. Just post a picture to our social media and use the hashtag MyNews3Morning.
6:23 on your Monday. There's a new luxury tequila on the market, and its bottle contains 24-karat gold.
It's Class A Azul Gold. It's a blend that includes an 8-year-old extra añejo aged in bourbon barrels. It comes in a one-of-a-kind decanter that has 24-karat gold trim, along with Clase Azul's iconic agave medallion, also dipped in gold. It's one of the first limited editions that Clase Azul has made available in the U.S. Typically, getting one requires a trip to its boutique in Los Cabos. Only about 6,000 of them are going to be sold. The price tag, $300.
I'm not sure that I need a $300 gold bottle of tequila just to say I have it.
I'd like to try it.
Would you?
I'm more interested in what's inside the bottle
Now,
than
I'm thinking
the bottle itself.
If it's $300 and it has gold on it, the tequila is probably subpar, right?
Yeah, it's just covering up for the crappy tequila inside.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the tequila here, it'll show again. It's got a kind of gold tint to it.
Here's what I'll do for you, Chris.
All right.
I will take that bullet. I'll head down to Cabo. Somebody's got to do it.
Tough assignment.
You give me $300. I'll pick that up for you and bring it back.
All right. You know, I need an excuse to get away, so maybe this would be it.
Is there such a thing as subpar tequila?
Oh, yes. Chris Reese loves tequila.
I just haven't experienced any of that
big
yet.
Tequila guy.
My roller, Chris Reese over there, only going with the top shelf stuff.
Dropping expensive stuff over there?
She's the big connoisseur. She really is. And so whenever she comes to visit, I'll never forget the first time she came to visit. She said, "You do not have enough to drink inside of your home, outside of water and milk, and so we're going to the store right now, get in the car." And we did, and it was all fairly expensive, because I remember I had the price tag on it. So, but I don't think I've ever had bad tequila.
Hey, ride that train while you can. If I asked my dad for alcohol, he'd get me 20 bucks worth of Busch. That's all my parents are going to buy me.
Oh, my goodness. Well, hey, I'll tell you what, sunshine is in store today. Maybe it's a margarita by the pool later on this afternoon. Maybe a pina colada as you're out on the boat. I don't know, but look for temperatures to stay comfortable. We're at 53 now. We're going to warm up towards 77 this afternoon. We keep that humidity low.
All right, thanks, Chris. Stick around, folks. We're going to be back right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Distracted drivers cause serious injuries.
The driver behind me was on her cell phone, rear-ended me. I absolutely would recommend Hupy and Abraham. They know how to get you all the money that you deserve.
Tell them, you mean business.
It's that time of year again where you just want a little fresh air. Maybe a cool midnight breeze through a window, or the smell of fresh-cut grass through a patio door. If your windows or doors aren't letting you enjoy the season, consider Renewal by Anderson Replacement Windows from Wanakee Remodeling. For a limited time, take advantage of our great offer. Renewal by Anderson Windows. Let's crack one open.
They say when you come from a small town, you grow up a little different. When U.S. Cellular's founder, Roy Carlson, looked at small towns, he saw nothing but potential. Potential that deserved the best technology. Since the other guys were busy with the biggest cities, well, he'd just have to build a network there himself. Here's the thing. When you create a network as a local, you know the dead spots, so you fix them. You know the neighbors, so you're good to them. Did you drop these? You know the local neighborhood, so you make a difference.
Thanks for the hot spot.
When you go town by town, doing it different, you might even win some awards. You might even want to celebrate. But we're still far from done. You know, it's a good thing we started local. Otherwise, we might not be. A little different. The nationwide network built from your town up. U.S. Cellular.
Hi, I'm Daryl from Little America. Blake and his cousin Connor are here with their families from Madison today. What's your favorite ride? Connor's older sister, Cassie, told me her favorite is the go-karts. Mom loves that she can bring a picnic basket, and Dad enjoys miniature golf. There's fun for the whole family at Little America, where big fun is only a few miles away.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart.
Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour.
There are many reasons to love Attic Angel community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
Tiffany's daughter was struck in a hit-and-run accident.
We only had one opportunity to get this right.
She called Huppy and Abraham.
Huppy and Abraham knows how to get what your family definitely deserves. And they really do mean business.
Right now, the CDC's eviction moratorium has expired. What's next for people overdue on rent?
It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. We're talking temperatures throughout the work week.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. We are socially distant once again. We have a mask mandate now back in the buildings. You might see some of our reporters out in the field wearing masks from time to time, and we're going to try to keep our distance as much as possible when we're not wearing masks inside the building for us on camera.
This, of course, after CDC guidance says that you should be masking up if you are in a county with substantial or high transmission of COVID, which Dane County now is as of last week. So, yes, we will be wearing masks off the desk. We're going to continue to socially distance, and hopefully this is short-lived.
Yeah, a lot of communities out there and businesses, employers juggling this morning,
yes,
figuring out what to do. So didn't think we would ever get back to this,
right,
but here we are doing what we can to help slow the spread.
Try and keep people safe.
Yeah.
All right, to our top headlines on your Monday. August 1st, a big moving day in Madison, but this year there's an extra uncertainty to the start of the month.
That's because the federal moratorium on evictions is now expired. As of Saturday, landlords are able to evict tenants now that are behind on their rent.
Since the start of the pandemic, the eviction ban has meant to keep people safe from homelessness and reduce the spread of the virus. But with the end of the ban, many expect a wave of evictions.
Not only do I expect to see mass evictions across the country and filings, I also expect to see all of those cases that are currently on hold immediately move forward and widespread eviction in all of those cities and states where tenants were being protected from the federal moratorium.
Now that the freeze has expired, some health officials fear evictions could result in a greater surge of the virus.
The moratorium was put in place by the CDC. There were talks in Congress of extending it, but they didn't really go anywhere. 3 congresswomen ended up sleeping outside the Capitol on the steps to call attention to the expiration. And among them was Cori Bush from Missouri, who says she knows what it's like to become homeless after an eviction and doesn't want that for anyone else.
Here in Madison, around 5,500 households are considered high risk now that that moratorium has expired. Madison City Council says it's asking for an extra $15 million to devote to rent relief. The Tenant Resource Center averages $1.5 million in requests for relief each week. But leading up to this expiration, they say they're at almost $3 million weekly. If you or anyone you know is facing eviction, you can call the Resource Center to learn more about your rights and ask for help.
Chris Reese now with Madison's most accurate forecast. Sun up and shining this morning, Chris.
Yes, it is. And today's going to be a beautiful day. Keep that in mind if you are headed out on the door. It's a Monday, but it's a beautiful day. 53 degrees right now. Winds out of the north and west at 5 miles per hour. Folks, a northwesterly wind is something we will see pretty much throughout the day as a whole, even into parts of tomorrow. High pressure's in control for us. 54 for our friends in Juneau. Good morning to you. 48 in Camp Douglas. Black River Falls is the cooler spot, coming in at 43 degrees this morning. Now here's Doppler track. It is quiet for us. My expectation is that we stay quiet over the Badger State and really the upper Midwest as a whole as we go throughout today. And this is the reason why. I always like to say when you see the blue H, think blue skies, and that's what we're dealing with out there. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of haze from the wildfire smoke involved as well. But overall, we are warm and dry thanks to high pressure that is in control. Look for temperatures to warm up into the upper 70s this afternoon. Here's that northerly wind sticking around for us, and then overnight tonight, we'll see our winds really just be variable in general, and ultimately tomorrow we'll see a little bit more of that easterly wind around here. 80 is your forecast high tomorrow as well, so we'll start to warm up just a bit, and then we're going to be into the lower 80s as we move into your Wednesday, as well as some warmer air really tries to work its way on in here a little bit almost each and every single day. And here's why. Here's the upper air pattern as a whole right now. Pay attention to that dome of heat. It's really been focused over the western part of the country pretty much all summer long. We've had this same weather pattern. It's why we've dealt with that wildfire smoke for so many weeks in a row. Well, watch it start to flex some muscle. And so instead of being confined to the west, we're going to watch that start to have influence over a wider range of the lower 48. Well, that means right here in Wisconsin, our temperatures begin to increase. So check out your forecast high today, 77 degrees. We'll get you towards a week from now, and your forecast high is around 90. But we're in the upper 80s before we even get to that part. Silver lining, we still do need some rain here in southern parts of Wisconsin. Yes, it's still a little bit dry. As we start to increase that humidity, we'll see more chances for some of those showers and thunderstorms around here as well. So we'll see that slight chance arriving on Saturday into Sunday. That chance becomes a little bit more widespread. Here's one thing, though, that I can say. That's far enough away that there are all types of changes that can show up. So if you're trying to make some plans for the weekend, you want to be outside, pay attention, stay tuned. I'll be on social media. We'll track that weekend forecast together as we get closer just to time out when we could see any of those showers and thunderstorms.
We know you'll keep us updated. Thanks, Chris. Some festivals and events are once again being canceled for a second year in a row. Oneida Nation has canceled its annual powwow. It was scheduled for late August in Green Bay. On social media, the tribe said that the cancellation comes because of increased COVID cases and a community vaccination rate of 50%. In Wisconsin, Native American Indians have had the highest death rate, totaling about 173 deaths per 100,000 people.
So I think their move is good. We want to try to nip this in the bud and try to, prevent us from getting to the point where we literally have to go backwards to, closing things down.
In northeast Wisconsin, all but 3 counties are now in the high category for case activity.
Other events going on as planned. The Wisconsin Valley Fair will start in Wausau this week. Participants arrived yesterday afternoon and spent their Sunday unpacking. One vendor says it takes 6 hours just to set up, but the planning begins long before.
We really start planning next year's fair almost as soon as this one is done. So many things take that time to plan, get the contracts and the details in place, and many things are planned up to a year in advance.
The fair will run Tuesday through Sunday this week at Marathon Park in Wausau.
Later today, the Dane County Sheriff, Calvin Barrett, will swear in 12 new deputies. The new officers join the more than 400 already sworn in personnel working for the Dane County Sheriff's Office. 6:36 now. With the Delta variant on the rise and masking up once again being suggested across the country, there's an added push this morning to get the COVID-19 vaccine to those eligible.
But some doctors say don't forget the regular vaccine schedule for your kids. It's just as important. Chris Reese joins us now with this week's Time for Kids. Hey there, Chris.
Hey, good morning, guys. Of course, the COVID-19 vaccine is highly suggested for children 12 and up. But with the school year drawing closer, SSM Health nurse practitioner Jim Pulaski says many are behind on their overall vaccine schedules, and that it's time to catch up.
A lot of kiddos that we've seen have fallen off of our recommended vaccination schedules, which is no big deal. Reach out to your primary care provider. We can get them caught up, but we want to make sure that outside of just COVID, we're keeping other illnesses at bay and helping protect them, especially now that we're getting back to a normal lifestyle and getting the kiddos back into school, making sure vaccination-wise, we're covering all of our bases.
While vaccines are still administered or many vaccines are administered before the age of 2 to protect against diseases such as tetanus and polio, additional booster vaccines are typically needed as your child ages. Now, if you're behind on your vaccination schedule in your family, Dr. Pulaski says you should contact your primary care provider. Of course, our Time for Kids Recipe for Health team is always asking what you want to hear about. So let us know what health topics you're interested in, guys, or you can share your family's health story with us online. Go to ssmhealth.com/timeforkids.
Over the last year and a half, a lot of families have fallen behind in the schedule to bring their kids in for their regular checkups, and that's typically when they get their shots. So I think we're going to see a lot more people rushing in now before the school year starts to get everybody caught up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Chris. With Time for Kids.
6:38 now. An American who won the silver medal in the shot put is the first athlete to protest on the podium at the Tokyo Olympics. Raven Saunders formed an X with her arms on the podium when she received her medal. She said she was doing it for the LGBTQ+ community, the Black community, and people dealing with mental health issues. The International Olympic Committee has banned athletes from protesting. The IOC has not responded to a request for comment.
6:38 as we take a look outside this morning. It's a cool start to your work week. Those cooler temperatures aren't going to last for long, though. Chris Reese is tracking a hot and humid warm-up.
And in the 608 this morning, one of the youngest CrossFit competitors is from our area. We're going to hear her story after the break.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields online. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
The math is pretty simple. During the final days of the back-to-school sale at Denver Mattress, right now, save up to $100 on Doctor's Choice mattresses, any size, any model. Or check out the queen size Summit Firm, easy on the wallet for only $299.99. Scientifically stabilize your sleep on a Tempur-Pedic and get a free $300 gift. Plus 4 years no interest financing and free shipping right to your doorstep. But hurry, the back-to-school sale at Denver Mattress ends Thursday, August 5th.
Your pipes need to loosen up. Your furnace needs to chill out. No more Freon for your AC. You don't need a working ceiling fan. Nothing can stop me from causing problems in your home. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
That's right, Pesky. Your problems are plunged.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
I learned long ago, if you've got the right tools and a little know-how, you can do it yourself. And no wall of mine's gonna get some dime a dozen paint. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains, premium performance from start to that tough, washable, one-coat finish. It exceeds expectations of what makes great paint. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains.
Get 11% off everything, including Pittsburgh Paints and Stains.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? And who decides what's right? Is it right for an insurance adjuster to try to get you to settle for less than you deserve? Is it right to let victims struggle to pay their medical bills? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. It means doing what's right for you. Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
To the thousands of Herzing University nursing and healthcare alumni, for your tireless commitment, and to all of your brave colleagues across America, we say thank you. I'm possible at Herzing.
Are your taste buds ready for Madison Magazine's Summer Taste Tour? Starting August 1st through the 21st, tour the city of Madison to restaurants, breweries, distilleries, and wineries to sample and participate in Madison Magazine's scavenger hunt. Visit MadisonMagazine.com for a map of participating businesses and scavenger hunt details. Madison Magazine Summer Taste Tour, August 1st to the 21st. Taste the goodness. Sponsored by Schuster's Farm. Come out for Blooms and Butterflies starting August 6th. Live music, beer, wine, and taco cart. Visit SchustersFarm.com for tickets.
Hi, I'm Derek from Oregon. Hey, Chris, plan my day.
Well, good morning, Derek. We are looking at sunshine out there today. Temperatures warming up towards 77 degrees. That comes with low humidity, so things are going to be comfortable as you are out and about. Doppler track over Oregon. It is all clear really over southern Wisconsin as a whole. This should be the case as we go through the next couple of weeks. We're at 53 degrees right now. Winds are out of the north and west at 5. That northerly wind is keeping things comfortable, but here's one other thing I want you to plan for. As we go throughout the week, we get a little bit warmer almost each and every single day. In fact, by the time we get you towards next week, temperatures are going to be right around 90 degrees, well above average, folks. And remember, I'll plan your day for you too. Send me a video, state your name, where you're from, say, hey, Chris, plan my day, please. And send that over to tips@channel3000.com, and we will be sure to plan your day right around 6:42 every morning, Monday through Friday. Now, we are tracking traffic for you guys this morning as well. So far, we are not seeing any major issues showing up. There's nothing out of the ordinary at all. Of course, we do have construction on the Beltline. I'm always making sure I remind you guys of that. We jump down to Rock County. Things are all smooth.
All right. You love to see it, Chris Reese.
You love to see it.
Thanks, buddy. Hundreds of athletes are headed home this morning after the CrossFit Games in Madison.
One of the youngest competitors doesn't have to drive far. She's one of only 2 Wisconsin athletes to compete, and at age 15, she spoke with our Josh Breiter.
I kind of just started it just as a hobby.
It was a big week for 15-year-old Riley Wilkie at the 2021 CrossFit Games.
It's very cool to finally meet other people my age who are interested in the same sport as me.
The Portage native putting her skills to the test against other teens at the Alliant Energy Center.
I've always been an active person. I always like competition. I've always been such a competitive person, and just being able to put that into something and just be driven and constantly just wanting to be better.
Inspired by her mom, Brianne, who also does CrossFit.
She would do a few things at home with me.
Wilkie has only been doing the workouts for about 2 years.
I saw my mom doing it and I was like, that's super cool, and I wanted to get involved, but my gym wouldn't let me start till I was 14. So I was just dying to get started, and I started and I pretty much just fell in love with it.
Already making waves in the competition.
I could tell from day one she was going to be great. I had no doubt she would be here. She puts her whole heart into it and just pushes, and here we are.
CrossFit officials tell me Wilkie was one of 2 Wisconsin athletes in this year's games, just one of more than 600 folks who participated from around the world.
You put everything you have into it, and it will take you places. Hard work pays off.
And being able to compete with the fittest on earth so close to home brings extra special meaning.
Being able to look in the stands and see them and just know that they're here supporting me and what I love to do, it means a lot to me.
Go Riley! In Madison, Josh Breiter, News 3 Now.
Riley says she'll take CrossFit as far as it leads her, and when it's her time, she'll take a step back. She didn't place this week, but she is already working towards competing again. I'm sure down the line, as young as she is and as short as she's been training, that she's got a really bright future ahead of her.
Wow, just incredible athleticism out there. Really puts us to shame, Chris.
Well, yeah, what a tough gal. Yeah. She's really impressive in it. 15.
Plenty
really
of time to hone in that skill for sure.
Yeah, I look forward to watching her journey. I remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him at in608@WISC-TV.com.
6:46 now. Zoom will pay an $85 million settlement in a lawsuit over data privacy and Zoom bombing. The video conferencing service that became essential during the pandemic at one point was plagued by hackers. Customers complained their private meetings were being interrupted by people shouting profanity, even sharing pornography in some instances. In response to the lawsuit, Zoom Video Communications says it is improving security. Under the settlement, some paid subscribers will be eligible for $25 refunds if they're Zoom subscribers.
Thousands of Russians dressed up and paddled their way through the waterways of St. Petersburg over the weekend.
Yeah, the city hosting its annual stand-up paddleboarding festival. Participation limited this year due to COVID, but there was still plenty of fun. Before getting on their paddleboards, people put on colorful costumes, from fairy tale characters to superheroes. They paddled through the canals to explore the city.
Well, you don't see that every day, do you?
No, you do not. Have you ever done paddleboarding?
I haven't. It's one of those things that probably looks a lot easier than it is, right?
It's not too bad. If you're kneeling, it's certainly you're capable of doing it.
Is that like cheating? Is that like doing push-ups on your knees?
A little bit, but I wouldn't judge you. A lot of people.
You wouldn't judge?
Not out loud. Your girls would get a kick out of it, though, I think.
There you go. Well, maybe someday. All right, coming up in just a few weeks, an inflatable beach ball. This is a huge story in Stoughton, the Beach Ball of Stoughton. So July 23rd, a post in a neighborhood group asked if someone lost a beach ball, and then they shared its location. And then people began signing the ball and then sending it to other neighborhoods for new signatures. It now has hundreds of selfies and shares on the Stoughton community page. Fans of the ball even gave it a new name, Roly-Poly-Oly.
This is the kind of entertainment, the kind of positivity we need after everything we've gone through.
The most famous thing right now in Stoughton is a beach ball.
Keeps you smiling, that's for sure.
Very Stoughton, I love it.
Okay, 6:48 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, the U.S. men's soccer team coming off a big win. We'll tell you all about it.
First, we want to say happy birthday to Aiden and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
At Pick and Save, every free pickup order is picked fresh and packed with care, or we'll make it right. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
on the best name brand mattresses with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection in stock now. Your choice, 14-inch firm or plush queen mattress, just $4.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
Did you know that 178 million Americans are missing at least one tooth?
It's true. That's why at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we only focus on tooth replacement solutions.
Whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can create a new smile just for you.
At a price that's affordable.
Because at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we want you
to go ahead and smile.
After an accident, if you want to win, time is not on your side. Every second you wait, the less your case may be worth, which is why what you do next is critically important. You may have only one chance to get this right. So put a powerful law firm on your side, one the insurance companies have dealt with before. Call Hupy and Abraham right now. Tell the insurance company you mean business.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
How to bring generations together. Start by splashing together. Maybe go on a ride together. See stuff together. Or do something different altogether. Spend the day together. Spend the whole week together. Call it a get-together. Put this thing, those things, and that thing together. Hey, this vacation is really coming together. You know what they say, a family that plays together. Well, you could put two and two together. Wisconsin Dells, come together. Go to wisdells.com and start planning your trip to the water park capital of the world today.
Save now on furniture with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection of inventory available now. Your choice, two-piece sofa and love seater sectional, just $9.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
Pick and Save delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Ryan Funeral Homes, providing compassionate care since 1938.
6:51, time for the morning sprint.
The U.S. is making progress with COVID-19 vaccinations. Saturday, the 5th consecutive day of at least 700,000 shots delivered. 20 states now have fully vaccinated more than 50% of their populations. Alabama and Mississippi, though, are the two states with the lowest vaccine percentages. They're at 34% and 35%.
Starting October 1st, Epic Systems will require all of its U.S.-based employees to be vaccinated. The software company is one of Dane County's largest employers. About 11,000 workers around the Madison area who work for Epic will need to be vaccinated if they want to return to the office.
A small plane crash in Washington County over the weekend has left one woman dead and a man injured. The sheriff's office hasn't released the names of either pilots who were on board. They are currently investigating the cause of that crash.
Police are investigating an incident that left a 2-year-old boy dead. It happened in Milwaukee Sunday afternoon. Officials say that children got a hold of a gun, were playing within it, and it unintentionally fired and hit the toddler. There is a 26-year-old in custody this morning in connection to the incident, but no charges officially announced. Thousands of people packed into Miami's Bayfront Park for the Down with the Chains rally. It supports freedom for Cuba. Organizers also wanted to show support for long-suffering citizens of authoritarian regimes in Venezuela. The Freedom Rally featured speeches by the mayor of Miami and the Miami-Dade County mayor. Many wanted the Biden administration to take action to help Cubans who are suffering from the pandemic and political oppression.
The Biden administration is suing Texas Governor Greg Abbott for having state troopers target vehicles suspected of carrying migrants. The lawsuit filed Friday alleges the governor is having troopers follow migrants who are released from border protection custody. Private organizations working with federal agencies have been transporting migrants who've gone through customs processing.
Wildfires raging across the world. Turkey and Greece working hard through the weekend to try and control hundreds of fires burning within their borders. Yesterday, Turkish officials saying that they were able to control 100 fires, but that others were still threatening popular tourist destinations. 8 people have died so far from the fires.
It's an underdog story. After not qualifying for the last World Cup, the U.S. men's soccer team has surprised the world by winning the CONCACAF Gold Cup. After defeating Mexico last night, they're now the continental champion of North and Central America. The goal came in overtime at the 117th minute.
Authorities in Northern California say that a helicopter crashed in a remote area Sunday, killing 4 people. All of the victims died at the scene. Their identities have not been released. The crash still being investigated by the FAA.
Vitamin D supplements offer no benefit for people suffering from irritable bowel syndrome. That's according to a new UK study. Many people with IBS also have a vitamin D deficiency, so it was thought there might be a connection. Researchers found, though, patients taking vitamin D did not see an improvement in their symptoms.
Smoke from wildfires in California and across the West, prompting the posting of air quality and health alerts in several states yesterday, including portions of Colorado, Wyoming, and Washington State. The pollution alert affecting us here in Wisconsin is actually triggered by fires burning in Canada and then drifting south to us.
The 63rd annual Tallman Arts Festival in Rock County returning to Janesville this weekend. A huge highlight for this year's festival, a new exhibit focusing on the story of the Tallman art collection, including paintings, prints, and other art objects. Other artists also showed off their own pottery, paintings, and handmade soap.
Cancer patients who feel seriously fatigued before their treatment begins have a lower overall survival rate. Studies show a clinical trial funded by the National Cancer Institute found that patients who experienced severe tiredness had a 26 to 45% shorter survival time than other patients. Doctors say they can use this information to inform patients if they're at a higher risk of death and possibly find ways to treat fatigue.
We're waking up to sunshine this morning. Look for sunshine really throughout the entire week. Still a little bit hazy out there. Temperatures are now on the increase. Our low is 53. We've warmed up to 58 at this point. Winds are calm. When we do have the wind, it's out of the north and west, and it's light as we go throughout the day. This is Doppler track throughout the state. It is dry. Look for this to be the theme as we go through the next couple of days. Temperatures today, they're going to top out at 77. We keep that humidity low, but we're going to notice those temperatures warming up a couple degrees almost each and every single day. Upper 80s, closer to 90 by the weekend, perhaps 90 by the time we get you towards Monday. We're going to be tracking those rain chances throughout the weekend right here on News 3 Now.
All right, Chris, thank you. And thanks for joining us this morning, folks. We'll be back in half an hour with another news and weather update.